show everybody how my trailer works. I have solar panels here, obviously. And I'm pretty sure the three big guys are 100-watt solar panels each. That one over there, that little black one, is like, I don't know, like 60 watts or something like that. Nothing serious. I got it from Harbor Freight, and these other ones I ordered on Amazon. And all the wires run down the side. I'll show that in a second. But I custom built this swamp cooler because I need to save electric, and those condenser units are freaking expensive to run. Not expensive, electricity-wise, they drain quite a bit of electricity. And so here I have a little bit of poly tubing running into a compression fitting that goes to the what's it called? The float valve. Unfortunately, the float valve is in the wrong spot. I put it too high, and so it needs to be lower because when it actually fills up, it doesn't quite close the valve all the way. But I can show you this. I made this part removable so that I can actually take this cover down. I don't know if you can see my big old shadow in the way, but there is water running from a tube that goes across and behind back there. And there's some string holding in this aspen padding hooked on some little eyelets right there. But basically the principle is that the water gets pumped up to the top and drips through the aspen padding. And there's actually a motor behind all of this, as well as the pump. And the motor is spinning two fans, and one of them sucking the air through this, and the other one's sucking the air directly into my trailer from this little compartment area here. Right here is a little paint. It's a little rubber paint and drip tray, and it collects all the water. It's also where the pump sits. I did have to cut the pump a little bit and put a filter on it so that it could actually fit inside. But yeah, that was actually pretty cool to do. It still needs a little bit of work. I have to paint it still. I just put primer on it so when it rained it didn't leak through or rot the wood or anything. And I have this here because everything's crooked because of the way that my trailer's sitting. But that's there to just kind of balance everything out. But I'm going to put a board straight across so that it actually holds everything. So give me a second. I am going to close up this little thing, and then I'm going to go down off my trailer, and I'll show you what the rest of this stuff goes. So let's do that real quick. 1 second. Alright. So most of the time, if the float valve was working, which I gotta fix it, I got another water pump. It's like 1.2 gallons per minute, I'm pretty sure, and I wired some CPVC piping through another spot where a faucet would have been, and I basically put an outdoor faucet on my trailer. So when I turn on the pump, I literally have a garden hose here. It actually goes over to, this is all my AC scraps, but it actually goes over to the little garden plants that I have over on the other side of the trailer. But if I can leave this valve open so the hose runs, but if I close it all the way, the hose doesn't run, and this actually pumps water straight up the tube back into that float valve that I was talking about earlier. But unfortunately, like I said, the float valve doesn't quite work right now. I need to lower it just a little bit so it actually works. So I just fill it up manually. That's why I was just on top of the trailer. But you see, all the wires on the solar panels come down. I have them zip tied together so it's nice and condensed. And this little panel here, pop this guy open, and it all comes down to my solar charge controller here. You can see the battery charge is at 13 volts right now. The solar panel charge is at 13.6. And it's actually pushing 13.46 amps into my solar charge controller right now. And this is a 30 amp solar charge controller, which means that it can take up to 30 amps of current before it starts exploding. Anyway, I can click through and it shows the percentage charge of my batteries, everything like that. So that's cool. Just close that up real quick. Swing around to the other side of the trailer, and I can show you what's inside. Excuse the mess. I do a lot of work on this thing. So this has some tissues in there because this is a piece of crap fin. It doesn't stay. But yeah, this I can control the airflow. this is actually high. It was colder, and I think, I'm not sure how accurate this thermometer is, but you can see it showing about 90 degrees, which is still really hot in here. But it helps considerably from the normal amount of heat that I get. Anyway, all my bed stuff is laying out, but if I move it real quick, I can show you. Down here, I have 4 deep cycle batteries and 2 inverters. So one of those inverters is a 1500 watt inverter. The other one is 750, and the 750 one is what's running right now. So what's really impressive is that this 750 watt inverter, adjusting the light, it's only running at 50% power with the fan running, which is nice. On top of that, over here I have an extension cord, and this cord is actually running outside because that's going to the cooler pump, because I couldn't figure out how to wire up the cooler pump from the wires that were in the air conditioner before. But yeah, so all this stuff, it's kind of scrambled on the floor. I haven't had the time to clean it up, but it runs through to the back, all those wires back there, and actually hooks up to that solar charge controller and comes across to my batteries. And each of those batteries is rated at 114 amp hour, so it gets quite a bit of electricity going to it, which is really nice. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of show everybody how that works. I do have to clean the solar panels every so often to keep it max efficiency. But right about now, this air conditioner, and I have that taped off so it doesn't suck air in from the outside, it's just going through the cooler padding. But the goal, that the air conditioner is probably, the fan motor is probably running about 4 amps, and the pump is probably running like, I don't know, 2 or 3. I don't know how much exactly it's running, so that's about 7 amps. The solar charge controller showed that it was pulling about 12 amps, so that means we're gaining 5 amps in charge while I'm running the cooler. But I'm also running my laptop charger, phone charger, sometimes the PC as well, and the friggin' water pumps once in a while. So yeah, it all adds up. But the solar panels, with 4 of them, it really, well, 3.5 technically, it really helps a lot. And I want to put another one. I actually have 2 more solar panels to put on, but like I said, I don't want to overcharge that solar charge controller, so I got to figure out how to do that. But I just wanted to show everybody how that works.